Your Los Angeles Clippers fall to the Lakers 99-85, going to 2-1. We're going to talk about on today's episode the rough night that they had, who were the stars, who were the not stars, and a little bit of housekeeping towards the end about the Kawhi situation and a little touch on maybe Peyton Watson. Go ahead and tune in for this episode of Clippers Covered. What's up, Clipper Nation? I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Kyle Archer, and thank you again for watching another episode of Clippers Covered. If you are not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. A lot of you are watching and liking and commenting, and I love it. But do the channel a favor and hit that subscribe button. You know the drill. Going to be breaking down a little bit more of the games heading into August. We got something fun coming up, but that's here or there. So let's go ahead and dive into it. We are Game 3 just wrapped up and going into Game 4, back-to-back Summer League games. First time for some of these players in the NBA level. Granted, it's Summer League, but excited to see kind of how they do in Game 4 against AJ and the Washington Wizards. But that'll be towards the end. Tough night. Really sloppy kind of performances all around the board. But if there was one moment and one tale that was going to tell me exactly how this game was going to kind of pan out, it was the very opening tip-off. Baba Miller kicks it back out to Keaton Wagler. Keaton just gets swarmed by Chris Mannon and gets the ball poked out, turnover, and that was pretty much, that's how the game was going to go. So open it for a little bit, but from what I saw, Keaton Wagler actually had a pretty decent game. I was pretty disappointed in him. I think he had a slow start again, but I was just looking for another third quarter takeover from him. But overall, he actually had a pretty decent night. You know, he played 30 minutes, 16 points, 6 for 15 from the field, 1 for 5 from the three. Not his best shooting night, you know, from downtown. 2 for 2 from the free throw, 6 boards, 4 assists, and it was only that 1 turnover, and that was at the top of the game. So not too shabby, actually, from our boy Keaton Wagler. 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds. He was negative 17 on the plus-minus. I don't really pay too much attention to the plus-minus, specifically in Summer League. So Keaton actually had a pretty decent game. His offense needs a little bit of work. I think he's just getting bullied. I don't know if this is just the thing that we're going to see in Summer League. Everybody seems to just double team and rush Keaton as soon as the ball kind of ends up in his hands. And I know he's small. I know he's got to work on a little bit of his size and add some weight to those bones. But you know, I think he just needs to learn how to create his own offense, because right now he's just, at least through these first 3 games, sitting at an off-ball shooter. And, I mean, that's fine, but, you know, I don't want to waste our 5th overall pick on an off-ball shooter. But if that's where he needs to be right now, and then develop into kind of the playmaker, play creator, then so be it. That's fine. I'm here for the journey that we have with Keaton Wagler, and I don't want to do any, you know, over excitement or under appreciation for Keaton, because there's so much more of the season to go. We're 3 games in to a little bit of college street ball, as I like to call Summer League. So there's so much more that we have yet to see from his game. A lot of people still think that he's a bust, and if you want to think that, be my guest. If you think that he's our star caliber player, also be my guest. But you follow your own tail. I'm telling you how it is. We have so many more games to see what this guy can do for us. So sit tight, relax, and stay for the ride, because I am. Kobe Sanders. This was his night. He did it. This is the caliber that I have been waiting to see this guy play at for the first 2 Summer League games. I thought he started off pretty slow, at least for game 1 and 2 against the Jazz, and oh my gosh, I'm blanking on whoever we played first. Whatever. But off the first 2 games, you know, So I wanted to see a little bit more productivity out of Kobe Sanders. I get that he was probably just kind of letting other people do his thing, but I wanted to see him do it. So he's sitting at, let's see, 27 minutes, 18 points, 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 5 from the 3, 2 for 2 free throws, 6 boards, 2 assists. He did get 4 turnovers, though. I think he just had a lot more of the ball kind of moving around. So, what are you going to do? It was just kind of a sloppy night all around. I thought Nick Martinelli really showed out this game, too. I think this, honestly, was one of his better performances throughout the Summer League so far. It's not that I wasn't shocked from what he was doing or what he was bringing in the past 2 games, but this game, pretty good. Nick Martinelli, we got 26 minutes, 12 points, 5 for 13 from the field, over 1 from the 3, 1 for 1 on the free throw, 10 rebounds. So actually had a double-double. Look at that. Yeah, double-double. No assists and only 1 turnover. So yeah, double-double for our boy Nick. I think he's gonna find himself some pretty decent minutes whenever the NBA season actually starts. Definitely in rotation of preseason. Once the regular season starts, I think that we're going to see his minutes grow over time, especially because we're going to need help around his area. And I think he is a mendable player, at least positionally, to kind of move him around a little bit early in the season to see where he fits best. I think as far as Kobe goes and as far as Keaton goes, there's not really a lot of movement that you can do. But as far as Nick Martinelli goes, I mean, he really grew from his sophomore to his junior year and started to become more and more of an elite shooter. So that's something that I'm still looking to see grow. And I think that's something that we're going to get growing from Martinelli. So Keaton and Martinelli had great games. Very quiet night for Bobby Miller. I'm not really sure what was going on. He still had a lot of minutes, 22 minutes, 6 points. Only took 4 shots through the night, minus free throws. Only took 4 shots, 3 from the field and 1 from the 3. Nothing there. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. So he was there. It's just, he was around for defense. His defense looked pretty decent. He was contesting a lot of shots. But other than that, pretty quiet night from Bobby Miller. Excited to kind of see how he bounces back from just a under average game from him. Definitely expect more, but everybody's not going to have a top 5 night of their life every single night because that'd be ridiculous. So we'll see how he plays tonight against Washington. I will say though that this game was probably their hardest challenge as far as Summer League went. The Lakers are hot right now. Very, very hot right now. And my least favorite player now in that squad is definitely Chris Mannion. Dude was just a monster and kind of exposing us defensively. Keaton got exposed pretty well. Oh, yeah. Keaton got blocked from a 3 attempt. And then just kind of got lost on transition whenever he was going against defense and just kind of got Euro stepped around for an easy bucket on the transition. So that was pretty rough watching. Didn't love that. On the opposite side, though, one more thing on Nick Martinelli. He obviously had that poke out turnover, got the ball back immediately and just went down and scored the bucket. I can't remember exactly. But like I said, he was just looking great. A lot of fire. I think he was just pissed off for something. So you honestly love to see that. I love seeing fire in guys' eyes, especially whenever they're on the Clippers. But yeah, sloppy night all around. I gotta say, whenever Cam Christie was in the DNP and Riley Kugel, I keep wanting to say Ryan Coogler. I'm a big movie guy too, so I just keep wanting to say Ryan Coogler. But whenever Ryan Kugel hit that opening 3 for us, I was like, oh, okay, what's this guy out? What's he about? And 4 minutes later, he didn't touch another possession. So, yeah, that was his only points. He went 1 for 2, 1 for 2. Only scoring 3 points in 6 minutes. So, whatever. It was just funny to me. So, we'll see. Let's see. I don't think there's really anybody else that kind of really stood out. I mean, Sean Padula, he's been doing exactly what I said and thought he was going to do. just kind of taking that leading point position and allowing Keaton to go a little off ball, setting screens, making the movements, passing the rock around, shooting the shots, not really forcing anything either. He's getting just consistent rebounds game after game, which shocks me. So will he get minutes in, the lineup and rotation whenever the season starts? That's for another video. Because I'm not sure yet. Maybe. I think he might. Throw him a couple minutes and see what he does. Give a dog a bone and see how far he'll run. But yeah, overall, sloppy night for the Clippers and looked just a little lost. Defensively, I think there was some improvement, but the Lakers were just shooting. The Lakers were just making their shots. I gotta say, there was a lot of great and heavy contested shots kind of around the whole night, but the shots were just falling, and that's what it was. So Keaton's looking pretty good. He had a pretty stable game. Kobe had a great night. Baba was quiet. Nick Martinelli looked all right. Another thing that I didn't really touch upon was that little scuffle, kerfuffle, if you will. I always look for a good excuse to use the word kerfuffle. But Omier went underneath Thiero, and I think he was just trying to get out of the way mid jump, but he kind of got lost in the middle of, do I go up for this or I'm just going to get out of the way, and just kind of fell down hard, and it just looked a little bit worse than that. Then obviously the pushing and shoving didn't help afterwards, but I don't think there was any malicious intent behind it, but yeah. It was fine after that. Beef for the rivalry down the road, which I love. I said in one of my other videos, I just love the Clippers and Lakers rivalry that we have. I'm a sucker for a good rivalry, and it foots the bill. So I'm all in for it. Which leads me to the last point, is a little bit of housekeeping. So I don't have too much to really say on this. It's going to be kind of a shorter video today, just because there's a back-to-back, and going to hop off and check out, the fourth game that we got against Washington. I'm actually really excited to see what our squad does up against AJ. I think Keaton has been taking some of the best scorers and some of the top prospects to cover defensively. And I like to see that. So excited to see who he kind of picks up on rotations and just kind of starts and ends. But we'll see. Anyways, back to housekeeping. Per the Kawhi situation and the Aspiration scandal, I think it's looking good. Obviously Kawhi's still denying that he had anything to do with it. Clippers are still denying that they had anything to do with it. And that's really, that hasn't changed anything. Adam Silver said that this needs to be figured out before the start of the season. I would love to see it being figured out sooner than later. I know they told us Tuesday. Guess what? At the time I'm recording right now, it's Wednesday. If you watch this on Wednesday, it's still Wednesday. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. But hopefully that comes sooner than later. I think we're all just ready for this to be over and move on. One of the good things, though, that I did see was a statement from the Raptors basically saying, hey, we're cool if he has to sit a few games on suspension. That's fine with us. And I really think that's just where it's going to land. I think it's going to be somewhere in the 20 to 40 suspension range. I don't think his contract's going to get voided. It's up in the air. It still could. I don't think it is. But that is the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is nothing happens. And then the next one is just, hey, we'll still take him 20 to 30 to 40 game suspension, which I really do think that's just where it's going to land. But, I could be wrong. Still got to wait. And as far as Peyton Watson goes, still heating up on discussions. I don't think anything is going to move until definitely after Summer League. I think attentions of trades or movements is a little postponed. But the reason why I do say trades is I think that's going to be what is going to happen is going to be, a new contract, a sign and trade from Denver to the Clippers. I think that's what's going to happen. Do we give up draft capital or a player? That's the real question, though. Personally, I'd like to give up a player. You know, you want Brook Lopez? Probably not. Nobody really would. No hate on Brook Lopez. I still love the guy, but we just need something better. I would not want to trade Brook Lopez for actually Peyton Watson. You know, if it was a straight up trade for that, you know, I really wouldn't say no to it. But in the grand scheme of rotations and like help, if we just drop Brook Lopez, and you know, that's bad. But anyways, it's not gonna happen. That's just talking. I honestly wouldn't mind getting rid of Derrick Jones Jr. for Peyton Watson. I love Derrick Jones Jr. But if there is a kind of a 1-for-1 situation, that's realistically the 1-for-1 move that I would make. For a couple reasons. I'm not going to dive too much into it. I'm going to wait till it heats up a little bit more, and then I'll probably do a video on it, unless it just kind of happens out of nowhere. Then I'll pivot, and you know, you'll hear from me about that trade. But the other one that could happen is draft capital. I don't want to give up any draft picks for Peyton Watson. I'm tired of giving up draft picks. You know, we just got off a Paul George onslaught and the murder of all of our draft capital. So no. Do you hear that? Any of the front office of Clippers? No. Don't do that. So we're going to see what happens kind of in the coming weeks regarding the Kawhi situation, regarding Peyton Watson. Hopefully Peyton Watson becomes a Clipper sooner than later. It feels right. I think it looks right. But anyways, stay tuned for the next episode of Clippers Covered. Going to be talking about and breaking down how the Clippers perform against the top prospect in the NBA lottery. So I'm excited for that. Till then, make sure you go and like and subscribe. I'm your host, Kyle Archer, and this is Clippers Covered. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Like, subscribe, comment, do it all. Talk to your dog about it. Your dog loves sports. Talk to your cat about it. Your cat loves sports. Tell your dad or mom about it. Send them my face, and tell them to make a YouTube account and just hit subscribe, so I can pretend that I'm doing great. I have to tell my mom about these things. I'm kidding. I don't. Anyways, I'm done babbling. Make sure you like and subscribe. Do the thing. With that being said, I'm your friendly neighborhood host, Kyle Archer, signing out. Go Clippers!